Every one of us has a dream, a vision that burns quietly inside our hearts. We imagine the life we want, the person we want to become, the difference we want to make. But as we start walking that path, life happens. Dreams collide with reality. People criticize. Things go wrong. Failures pile up. And in that moment when your heart is tired, your hope is weak, and your faith feels like it's fading, you face the greatest question of all. Do I give up, or do I rise again? Let me tell you, my friends, life was never meant to be easy. If it were easy, there would be no growth. If it were easy, we would never know what we are truly capable of. Pain, struggle, failure, they are not punishments. They are teachers. Every obstacle you face is shaping you, refining you, preparing you for the strength you will need to hold success when it finally arrives. Because success is not given. It is earned. Through blood, through sweat, through sleepless nights and unshakable determination. When you see someone who has achieved greatness, don't envy them. You don't see the nights they cried. You don't see the times they wanted to quit but didn't. You only see the glory, not the grind. But behind every success story, there is a mountain of failure and one phrase echoing through it all. Never give up. There will be moments in your life when nothing seems to work. You will give your best and still fall short. You will face rejection, ridicule, and silence. People will say, "You're wasting your time." It is too late. Be realistic. But what they don't know is that your dream was never theirs to understand. Your vision was planted in your heart, not theirs. So don't expect everyone to believe in you. Sometimes even your closest people won't see what you see. But that's okay, because your journey is not a group project. It is between you and your destiny. Inside each of us is a small flame. It is the fire of hope. The fire of determination. The fire that says, "I am not done yet." But life will test that fire. Storms will try to put it out. Failures will try to bury it. People will try to extinguish it. And in those moments, when it is dark and silent, when you feel alone, you must protect that flame with everything you have got. Feed it with belief. Fuel it with courage. Guard it with persistence. Because if you can keep that fire burning even in the coldest night, you will rise again. You might have heard about a very famous name in the history of invention, Thomas Edison. He failed over 1,000 times before inventing the light bulb. When asked how it felt to fail so many times, he said, "I did not fail 1,000 times, but I discovered 1,000 ways that didn't work." Think about that mindset. He didn't label failure as defeat, but he labeled it as progress. Because every failure carried a lesson. And that lesson brought him one step closer to success. If he had given up inventing bulb after each failure, the world might still be in darkness. Let me tell you one more real-life story of the basketball legend Michael Jordan. The name we associate with greatness was once cut from his high school basketball team. He went home, locked himself in his room, and cried. But instead of quitting, he made himself a promise. "I will never let that happen again." Years later, he became one of the greatest athletes the world has ever seen. And when asked about failure, he said, "I have failed over and over and over again in my life. And that is why I succeed." Success is not born in comfort. It is forged in fire. Let me tell you one more story of the writer who refused to quit. J.K. Rowling. A single mother was rejected by 12 publishers. She was living on welfare, broke, and hopeless. But she believed in her story. She kept writing when everyone else told her to stop dreaming. And one day, her persistence paid off. The Harry Potter series became a global phenomenon, inspiring millions. What if she had given up after the first rejection? The world would have lost one of the greatest stories ever told. Now it's time to reflect your own story. Look in the mirror. Your life may not be where you want it to be yet. Maybe you have faced rejections, heartbreaks, failures, or doubts. Maybe people have written you off. But your story isn't over. Because as long as you are breathing, as long as your heart is beating, you still have time to rewrite your destiny. Winners are not people who never fail. They are people who never surrender. When they fall, they get back up. When they lose, they learn. When they doubt, they still take action. The greatest battle you will ever fight is not against the world. It is against your own mind. That voice that says you can't. That whisper that says you're not good enough. That thought that says you'll never make it. You must silence that voice. You must train your mind to say I can. I will. I must. Because the mind is a battlefield. And persistence is your weapon. Let's be honest. Pain hurts. Failure breaks your heart. But what if I told you that the pain you are feeling today is preparing you for the strength you will need tomorrow? Every tear, every sleepless night, every rejection, it's all building you. Remember this truth. Without struggle, there is no growth. Without pressure, there are no diamonds. And without rain, there are no flowers. So instead of asking, why is this happening to me? Ask, what is this teaching me? That shift in perspective will change your life. My dear friends, keep moving. No matter what. You don't have to move fast. You don't have to have it all figured out. You just have to keep moving forward. Because even slow progress is better than standing still. Small steps, taken every day, build unstoppable momentum. There is a saying that the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. So take that step, then another, and another. And one day, you will look back and realize that you climbed a mountain you once thought was impossible. Most people quit right before success arrives. They stop digging when they are just 3 feet away from gold. They give up one day too early. But those who push through the final stretch, those who keep believing when everything looks lost, they are the ones who witness the miracle. So when you are tired, remember this. You have already survived everything you thought you could not. You are stronger than you think. And you are closer than you realize. Hold on a little longer. Your breakthrough is coming. There will be storms. There will be failures. There will be moments when the road ahead feels endless. But never let the world break your spirit. You are not defined by what happens to you, but you are defined by how you respond to it. So stand tall. Fight back. Refuse to quit. Because the universe rewards those who refuse to surrender. Before you leave today, make a promise to yourself. Say to yourself, no matter how hard it gets, I will not give up. No matter how many times I fall, I will rise again. No matter who doubts me, I will believe in myself. I will fight for my dreams. I will finish what I started. Because I am unstoppable. My dear friend, you are powerful. You are capable. You are resilient. And one day there will be your story. The one you are writing with every struggle, every failure, every victory, will inspire someone else to never give up. Remember this, my friends. The people who change the world are not the ones who never fall. They are the ones who rise every single time they do. So rise, fight, believe, because your destiny is waiting, and it belongs to the one who refuses to quit. Thank you. Keep moving forward, and never give up.